Welcome everyone to Hopenning episode number 16. The Hopenning is a place where hope is happening if you open yourself up to it. And we created a space that is positive, uplifting, and more than anything else, will bring you hope. I, Fran, am a part-time rapid transformational therapist practitioner, as well as a full-time 33-year veteran elementary school teacher in Northern Alberta, Canada. My friend Marina is a full-time rapid transformational therapy practitioner. She has a background in music and was singing before she could talk. Marina currently sings with a big band and is also part owner in a Christmas caroling business.
Thank you, Fran. It's so great to have you here. And I am so happy that we have a special guest with us today, Lily Myers. And Lily is in the UK. So I'm going to read a little bit about Lily and then we're going to give her the floor. So Lily was born in Romania and decided to move to the UK in 2007 with her two teenage children who are now successful professionals. She just told us some very cool things about her children. Lily has been married for the past 15 years and she has been running a business together with her husband in Britain. Lily's journey to transformational work started way back when she discovered books and authors that inspired her. But what sent her into studying and getting her qualifications was actually tinnitus. When her left ear started ringing, she was on a mission to find a cure. And she's not one to annoy doctors with her problems and to take medication. So after finding out that there was no physical cure or catastrophe to cause the ringing, she went to study ways to make it stop. And that research led her to hypnotherapy, and that was only the beginning. She has since researched and studies a few modalities of hypnotherapy and coaching, and she is now just finishing her course in counseling. So today we are talking about your relationship with money, and Lily's relationship with money was very much formed by the communist propaganda when she grew up in Romania, where everybody is equal and everybody works for the state for a salary and no one is supposed to stand out. Being different was dangerous in those times, so there was a lot of compliance in everything, even in lack. And there was a lot of lack. And she doesn't remember going on a holiday with her family because there was just never money for that, although both her parents had jobs and were working very hard. After finishing her studies, she went on to work, and again, the wage she received was just not enough to make ends meet. So she grew up in that spirit of scarcity around money, and that scarcity was reinforced once she was standing on her own feet. She had to do a lot of work on herself to change that mindset, among other things that she had to deal with. And now she's helping other women go through their transformation and finding their own inner strength and to become the best versions of herself. So Lily has a few contact details here that I will share at the end. But first of all, her email is lilianamyers.com. It's LILIANAMYERS.com. Thank you so much for being here, Lily. It's absolutely amazing. And now I want to hear from you. If you want to tell us a little bit more about your personal story.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity for me to understand more, to make my story known, make story of Eastern European women know as well. Of course, money. Everybody wants money. Life revolves around money, doesn't it? We made it actually historically be a way of measuring our success. Well, historically, women didn't have so much access to money. If we go back, women actually had a limited access to money. They had limited access to resources, and also limited ways of deciding about money and about power and property. Well, this is even more valid for women nowadays. They have complicated relationships with money because of the way they grew up. Like, I grew up with knowing that money was not there for me. Money was not there for my family. My father worked. He was a very, very hard working person. And still money was not enough. So my mom had to get a job, and that was something new. So society was changing. During my mother's generation, women, apart from the fact that they had to take care of their homes, their children, they had to get jobs as well to make money. That doesn't mean that their time and their effort was actually rewarded. Mm-hmm. So their value was not rewarded accordingly. And even more so, when they came back from work, the work that they had to do at home was still there for them to do. Men, yes, they worked 8 hours, they came home, took their paper in their hands, put their feet up, and that was it. But women had to continue to do work. So yes, their work was undervalued a lot. Now, I grew up with that. And add to that mix the fact that communism was a very, very strict doctrine. So we were not supposed to be created, to have our own businesses. Everybody had to work for the state. You provided work in a job, and then the state gave you some money in return. And that was it. So your creativity was not appreciated. And yeah, so there are layers and layers and layers of all these things that I grew up with. And I took the baton from my mother doing exactly the same, working in a job that was not fulfilling, was not creative, growing my family. I got married and had my own family, where my husband did exactly the same, went for work, 8 hours at work, came home, and that was it for him. So I had to do all the other jobs. And I took another job and another job. So at the end, before I stopped and I realized that I was losing myself, I had 4 jobs, plus 2 children, plus a home. And yes, something was not working. So I stopped and I reevaluated what was going on in my life. What were the most important things that I needed to take care at that point? And I thought that the most important thing to take care at that point was me and my children. So when I put myself in the middle of everything, in the center, then everything else started to fall into place. Because my eyes opened. What was important? What was good for me? What was good for my children? So I decided to change things. I decided to changed my circumstances, my environment. I moved countries. I changed language. Yes, it was a hard decision. It was probably the hardest decision in my life to do that, and take my 2 teenage children from the coziness of the home as they knew it into something that was completely alien to them. And the funny story about all this is that at the airport, while we were traveling, so we got into London, the airport in London, they actually lost our luggage. So there I was with 2 children, my purse and nothing else, into a foreign country, not knowing what to do, where to go, and how would I survive? But look, I'm here, I'm thriving. Yes, I met another man. I've got a wonderful relationship, beautiful marriage. My children are grown-ups now, and they are very, very successful at what they do. My point in this is, when you stop and you put yourself in the center of your attention and you evaluate what is around you, you set yourself a goal, then your steps towards that goal come easily. When you have it clear in your mind, it's becoming much, much easier.
Mm-hmm.
I started this journey into the helping industry, I call it. Yeah, working with other people and helping other people, having me as my ideal client. So my ideal client is me when I look in the mirror, knowing that I went through a divorce, I went through all the financial difficulties I've been through. I've changed countries, I've changed language, I've created another home in a foreign environment. I raised 2 successful children. So all these experiences, I want now to use them and help other women who are 2 or 3 or 5 steps behind me. I want them to see how awesome they are, and to become successful. This is my mission. This is what I want.
That's absolutely beautiful, Lily. I kind of had chills, because it just, that reflection of yourself a few years ago, that's your ideal client. That's something I can so relate to. And I'm going to jump in here with something a little bit different, because we talked about this before the time. And that is the situation in Ukraine right now, and how it is affecting your hometown. And then you have a very generous offer as well, that I think before I completely goes out of my head. So why don't you tell us a little bit of what is happening there and more about your offer?
The town I grew up in is right on the border with Ukraine, and there's a border crossing 2 miles away from my home, and at the moment my town is like a refugee camp. There's thousands of people that are crossing the border, thousands of people that are trying to find safety. I'm very proud of how my country is handling this. And I can only put myself in the situation of having to go through what these people are going through. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to help people who are in this situation, people who have lost everything, people who have lost something and not only something they have lost, family, they are grieving for their loss. They are exploring new territories. They have to do that. They have to start a new life. They have to start with very little. I want to work with people like that, and I'm offering my services for free to at least alleviate some of their pain, at least bring some sort of hope in their lives. I've already had some very, very beautiful souls contacting me. I'm not going to stop until there is need. So thank you very much for bringing this up. Yeah, if you or anybody who's listening,
just amazing. And so if anybody is watching this and they want to get in touch with Lily, just comment. We will definitely put you in touch with her. If you are a refugee and need that emotional support right now, Lily may not have lived through the war, but she has lived through major changes and having to start from scratch. And you can all see her heart for this situation. So absolutely beautiful, Lily. Thank you for doing that. So let's get back to money issues. So in all the modalities you have learned, you also became a rapid transformational therapist. So why don't you tell us how in the money blocks, and let's cross over to any refugee, how can you help?
Well, so much of what we are today, the programming that we are, so the underlying programming that run our day-to-day life has been already established when we were children. The way we perceived the world back then, the way the things that happened around us back then made us have a reaction to that, make us form some opinions about how world functions. Whilst those beliefs and programming was probably relevant in those times as a child, a 2 or 3 or 4-year-old child, knowing that there is lack of one or the other, knowing that there's no money for toys or no money for sweets, that little child forms an opinion, and that opinion stays with them. And so many times we have not yet changed that opinion. It's still running behind the scenes. It's running our life. And we end up being adults wanting to do something, but something else is holding us back. We want to create, for example, we would like to create a business. I'm talking about me as a therapist because I absolutely had to deal with that. When I was a child, I was taught that people are helping other people and they're not expecting anything in return. So when I'm helping somebody, I'm not necessarily expecting anything in return. So that was my mindset when I started in this business. And it was very difficult for me to ask money for what I was providing, for the service I was providing. And it took me quite a bit of inner work to understand that my help actually was a service. I was offering value. I was giving somebody value. I was changing something in somebody else's life, and that had a lot of value. And so, as much as I gave, I had to learn to receive.
Lily, do you think that's part of being a woman, that in our you know, in our culture and our background and whatever, we women are expected to give, and be very grateful about giving freely, and because that's our role as a woman.
Absolutely. It's well, historically it's been like that women were the givers, women were the nest makers,
Mhm.
and there was no money involved in that. It was just giving.
Sorry, I have another question for you, but finish what you were going to say, and then I'll ask my other question, because I know that what I have to ask you, because I'm interested in finding out the answer. I'm thinking that we have some viewers that are also interested in finding out the answer too.
To continue my idea is that society is changing now. So things are not like they used to be 50 years ago. Women want a career, but there's still that guilt. My mom, she was a stay-at-home mom, and she gave all her life and all her effort to help me be who I am. And now I am having a career, and I'm not giving my whole attention to my daughter or my son. So there's guilt, and it's building up and it's building up, and we have to somehow stop and understand that, well, when society is changing, the demands on us as women are changing as well, but so are our desires. We are changing as women. We're not, our dream is to blend being a mother and being a business owner or a successful writer, or to have success in a career, to be creative. So that we have to find that balance. First of all, discard the guilt. Mm-hmm. That's the first step, to start. Mm-hmm. Discard the guilt.
Mm-hmm. My question that because you suffered from tinnitus in your left ear, when you changed your mindset about money, did the tinnitus go away? Because when I think about tinnitus, I think about inability to hear something that's being told to you, maybe by your subconscious mind, or inability to hear. So when the tinnitus was fixed, were other problems also eliminated at the same time?
Tinnitus comes and goes. So there are times when it's not there, there's times when it is. And I put it on the fact that there's still things that I need to change about the way I see myself, about the way I act. So the energy that I have inside at times is not on the same level with what I project, not on the same level with what I receive. And that imbalance, yes, for me, it's translated as tinnitus. So there are times when I hear it, when it's there. But then there's times when it changes frequency, it goes higher or lower. Yes. The explanation, there's two medical explanations to it. One says that it's caused by hearing loss, and the other one says that no, actually it's the other way around. The hearing loss comes after the tinnitus. That doesn't involve at all inner work. So the medical explanation of it doesn't involve inner work. I put this into equation and I see that it works. For me, at least, it works very well. So when I work on myself, when I'm in a balance, that's when the sound goes. I can't hear it anymore. It's gone.
It's fascinating. Yeah, there's a medical opinion for everything, and yet RTT so often proves that incorrect, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's a cause for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And so many times we intend to find the cause outside us and not go inwards, because that's where the answers are, inwards, inside us.
Mhm. And I think you expressed that brilliantly about the guilt that mothers feel, about the inability to juggle everything, the home, the career, the beauty. You have to be the beautiful face to the outside world. And you have to be so successful in everything you do. And the guilt of not being successful, um, especially with social media in your face, with everybody on social media providing this face of success. It's really difficult for women today. And you had a severely difficult experience in what you were able to accomplish in not that many years, And I find in Canada, because that's where I'm from, there tends to be a mentality that it's not capable, I'm not capable of achieving that, that I'm unworthy, or that I'm different. So it's not available to me. And is there a way that you can speak on that? Because I know that RTT, rapid transformational therapy, really does address each one of those things. How can you've talked about it already, about how we talk to that inner child. But is there something that you did specifically different in your life that may motivate some of our viewers out there that are women or potentially men, about how they can change their own mindset, even if they're not one to really embrace the therapy that we give?
One of the things that I've learned, and RTT speaks very beautiful about it, is that the words you say to yourself are the most important words that you will ever hear in your life. Your inner dialogue is the most important. So you set yourself up for success, or you put yourself down by saying things to yourself. I'm not able, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I haven't got enough certificates, I don't understand exactly what's required of me, I don't have support, I don't have money, so there's all these things that I don't have, I can't do. If we keep telling that to ourselves, it's a self-fulfilled prophecy. We won't be able to do those things because of the limits that we put in front of ourselves. The way I explain it to my clients is this. Right, our bodies and our energies have to be in balance in order for us to function in a proper way. We have energy inside us, and when that energy is not, or that level of energy is not on the same level with what's around us, there's imbalance. But this is my energy, my inner worth, the way I see myself. And this is the way I talk to myself. If I talk to myself in a positive way, then the system wants to balance itself. So my energy is going up as well. If I talk negative things about myself, I'm dragging everything down. So why choose to drag my level of energy down to reach my words in my head when I can do the opposite, when I can talk beautiful things about myself, when I can empower myself, and I can raise that energy of me to that level where I function on my best. I project my best. I receive my best. The exchange of energy is at a high level, at a high vibration. It's a very simplistic way to explain to clients, but in the same time, it's a very powerful way. Somebody recently told me, do you know something? I have never, ever, ever heard anything that simple. People are talking about energies, but this is a very, very simple way to make me understand that, yes, I can do better for myself, but just talking better about myself. So yes, we can do a lot by just changing that inner dialogue. We are wonderful. We are powerful. Women are creators. We create life. We create a home. We create a family. We push our men. Yes, we do that. We create our men. And yes, nobody's giving us any credit for it. Behind every successful man, there is a powerful woman. And we don't take credit for that. Well, now's the time for you to take credit for it.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Absolutely amazing. So Lily, I'm going to ask you to give us some stories from your clients, some success stories where you have helped people, excuse me, to overcome their own stories with money and with lack.
Oh, yeah. One of the successful stories, well, all my stories are successful, let me tell you. But one that comes to mind now, yeah. This girl, she's in her late 20s, and she works in, well, she wasn't, but she lives in Dubai. And her mindset was really not only in scarcity, she was also given her circumstances. Her she came from a Muslim background. She couldn't work for herself. She couldn't find a job that was accepted by her community. She couldn't, and she had all these things going at the back of it, and there was some drama as well, some trauma there as well, from childhood trauma. And she ended up living in the same apartment with a man who didn't love her, didn't want her, but she couldn't move out because she didn't have any money. She didn't have anywhere to move out to. She had absolutely no resources, and she was denying herself the inner resources that she had. So we did quite a bit of work, and the last message that I got from her after working together for 6 months was, I can live my life now.
Mm.
And what's more beautiful than that, when a young woman is telling you that they can live their life now. And I've taught her how to see the beauty that she has, how to see the resources that she has, how to access those resources and use them, and step by step, how to build up her life to a level where she was empowered, where she ended up actually leading a department in a business that was owned by men. And that it was absolutely amazing. Wonderful story. Another story of somebody who had a temporary job, and she was again struggling with relationship issues as well, but mostly with the financial side. Ended up being offered a really good position in a corporation, and being kind of seeing her value, understanding that when she acted up to her powers, the job aligned, even the relationship aligned as well. So I love stories like this. I love when my clients can say that, yes, I am aligned now.
And that's absolutely beautiful.
And I am the best version of myself. Yeah.
Wonderful. It's fantastic, Lily. It's really wonderful. So you have something to give us today. You are going to do a short meditation.
Oh, yes. To be honest, I prepared a lot more. I wanted to talk a lot more about about the things that I do, but
why don't you? You're very welcome to do that.
Too much into, yes. So I offer programs to people that I work with.
Okay.
Yeah, and the programs are a mixture of hypnotherapy, counseling, and coaching. And obviously, no two people are the same. Everybody has got their own circumstances, their own resources, their own dreams. So the way I work is find what those are before anything else, and then start from there and create and tailor a program specific for the person. The mindset, of course, it's really important. The way we think about ourselves, about our environment, the inner relationship that we have with money is very important. And what I like to start, so after the first session, when we get to know each other, the second one would be some questions, some coaching questions that I like to ask my clients. And the first one is, what is the role of money in your life? So explain, what does money mean? Is it a means to do something? Is it creating something? Is it just surviving? What is the role of money? What is the importance of money in life? Then also go into, what are the beliefs? What are your beliefs about money? Money is not available. Most of us think that money is not available because one or the other. The little programs that run from back when we were children, money is not available for some reason. So we find why money is not available. Then what are the most common conversations around money in your home? So we know what the circumstances are, the way that your family sees money, the way that you have to live, what perceptions about money you have to live with in your environment. Then I'm going into the creative side as well. What do you want to create with your money when you have it? Because that is really important. Yes, it's not necessarily enough to want to have money in your life. It's also very important to know what you want to do with that money. What do you want to create with it? Is money a tool to give you freedom? is money a tool to make you happier, to offer your family something better? What is money for you? Then again, another question is, what are your money habits? This is very important, because if you have money but you don't know how to administer it, how to manage it, then that money is not going to stay. So what are your habits? What do you think about what you do with your money? I also want to know, when do you think that the money is enough for you? How much money is enough for you? What is your goal of, or in your head, what is it that you consider enough money, so that you have everything that you want, you offer your family whatever you want? So what is that? And when we understand those things, then we have a better picture of what money represents for the person, what mindset they have, and we know where to work, to change what needs to be changed, to tweak what needs to be tweaked, to reprogram, to release whatever doesn't suit us anymore, whatever is not relevant for us anymore, and replace that with new beliefs, with new habits around money. Mm-hmm. At this point, there is the hypnotherapy comes in place, of course, and work under trance, going deep into beliefs, going deep in programming, tweaking that, changing that, and creating positive way forward. So all these, it's very personal to every individual that I work with. I think it's very important to make it individual, to make it related to the person. It is a very, very personal journey. Mm-hmm. And this brings me to the little gift that I wanted to give your audience. Is just a little exercise of positive affirmation for money and abundance. Mm-hmm. And I would love us to just take a few minutes. It's not long. It only takes a few minutes, but it's very, very powerful. I do this every day, in a form or another. I do it every day because I think it's really important. It sets my inner work as well. It sets it on the way. And yes, I have the experience of it being really, really powerful. I have created and I have benefited of my creation. So I would like to offer this to your audience as well.
Excellent.
Would you like some music on it?
It's up to you. Maybe Fran and I can mute ourselves, and then you can.
Okay.
Until we're done, and then you can put music on if that works.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear any music.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, yes.
I think I'm going to just stop it completely because there's music at my end, but you can't hear it. All right.
not really.
So what I would like you to do, I would like you to imagine that you are in your office, in the place where you're empowered, the place where you feel safe, the place where you feel that you are the creator. It can be your office, or it can be your studio. And this exercise is better done with your eyes closed and an open mind. And you know that you are in a safe place, your space of empowerment. Breathe gently in, deeper breaths, bringing oxygen into your lungs, and slowly breathe out through your mouth, letting all the stress of the day out. So breathe in and out. And now focus your attention on your vocal cords, because we are going to say loud some affirmations. And I want you to feel the vibrating cords when you speak out the word. And then let that vibration flow through your body so that the words reverberate and flow through all your being. And repeat after me. This is an abundant universe. I allow, accept, attract, and I appreciate abundance in my life. I think, I speak and act in ways that create and sustain a wealthy life. The more I give, the more I receive, and the happier I am. I am attracting wealth, abundance, and prosperity into my life. I feel prosperous at all times. Money flows to me easily and abundantly. And all the money I need comes to me easily and effortlessly. I give and receive money freely. The money I give, the more I receive. The more I give, the more I receive. Everything I need is already within me. I am grateful for all I have. I am blessed with time, energy, wisdom, and money to accomplish all my desires. This is a rich universe with plenty for us all. I decide to open gates for abundance and let it flow into my life. I am the queen, owning my own life. I celebrate my wins, my abundance, my strengths, my inner beauty. I love myself abundantly, and I abundantly love myself. I love myself creatively, and I create the life I want. I create my own reality with love, health, and abundance. I am open to be amazing. I have no pattern of limits, only pattern of abundance and love. I feel unique and empowered. And now slowly bring your awareness back to your body and feel the effect these affirmations have on you. Feel the elevated energy flowing through you. This elevated energy is charging your body, and this is your new level. This is your anchor. You start to create from this new level, and you understand and see things in a new way, and you align your thoughts to this higher vibration. And as you know, your thoughts create your feelings and your emotions, and your emotions create your calls for action. And now open your eyes, knowing that this is a state that you can access at any times. And repeat this small but huge exercise whenever you feel the need.
That was
Well done for
beautiful.
listening.
Thank you, Lily.
Well done for your desire to change things for the better. And well done for stepping up.
Excellent.
So, Lily, you have an amazing story. You're an amazing woman, and I believe you have really given a lot of hope today to our viewers and to Marina and I about the way that if you just begin to change, if you just begin to change from the inside, you can change your belief about the outside and what's available to you. You have had an incredible successes in your life, coming from a lot of places of lack. And it's a testament of what every woman can do, that regardless of their background, it's a testament of how to change your own self-worth to create an environment where worthiness, benefit, abundance can come to you. So congratulations. Thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Our pleasure.
That's really lovely.
And well done for your work. You are doing amazing work. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And so, Lily, thank you one last time from Marina and myself. And we would like everyone to take a look at Lily's website. We're going to repeat her website address again. It's lilianamyers.com, LilianaMyers.com, lilymyers.com. If you're interested in learning more about her programming or how she can help you. And I know she can. I just feel it, right? I get the vibrations, Lily. And so, and next week, what's coming up? We have another guest who will speak to us about money and money blocks and how we can attract wealth into our lives. And her name is Stacy Henry. So we are going to be excited to have her here as well. So again, this is Hopenning. Marina and I are the hosts of Hopenning, and we are on every week at this pretty much the same time. And we love to have you here, and we especially love your comments. So if you have a comment to make today about what you've learned, how you've been enlightened, any type of a comment that you think would be beneficial to our group, or even just a little comment about what's going on in your life right now, we would love to hear your comments, and we always read them and we always respond.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also want to remind, in 2 weeks, we're having question and answer period again. So if you have questions specifically about money blocks, about abundance, about anything that we discussed over the last few weeks, we would love to hear from you. And with that, we will see you all next week.
Thanks for being here.